Hello, hello. How are you today? Whoa, it's so erect today. I have a microphone that's ready to go. I hope you are well and good. Oops, let's see. There we go. I hope you are well and good and feeling the love. Let's tune in. Beautifully. Yes. Yay. Let's do it. Let's tap on in and see what's gonna come up for us today. Some good stuff. We've been getting nothing but the good stuff. This is a skill set, okay, to be able to see the beauty that exists all around. You know, I went to a festival once with someone, and even though we were walking side by side, we had very different experiences. You know, we walked down a pathway and they saw one thing that was disturbing and gross, and I'm glad I didn't see it. And I saw this other thing that was beautiful and heartwarming and love. So, perspectives. This is why your perspective matters, even though it is not the same as someone else's, right? We're all in varying degrees of reality. Varying degrees of reality, that's funny. And it takes courage to face every day, okay? To live from the heart space, all this green. It takes courage to stand up. This is why the hermiting phase is such an important part of the process, because there are times where you're standing for something nobody else is. So you're standing alone, right? And this is what sets you apart from everybody else. Not everybody is choosing to face the darkness, to set out into the unknown, to face their own shadows, to own the parts about them that they cannot change. Okay. See what the Arcturians want to add to this courage. This courage that we discover, that we rise up, that we cultivate, that we encourage, to encourage someone. It is a instigating, a support. And the wisdom to know the difference. Wisdom. I know, because it says right on the back. Oh my goodness. Seriously. blows my mind. Okay, in case you missed it, 3 days ago or 2 days ago, I realized that all of the meanings were on the back of the card. Okay, so wisdom. We'll still look it up because it's got some additional information for us. Wisdom helps you to settle in and trust what you know. Okay, the earth energy of wisdom centers you in your body, thus granting access to your own inner wisdom. Yes. Did I say interwisdom? To your own interwisdom. Okay, well, this makes me think of collective consciousness and tapping into the field of all knowing is what you do when you center and you connect, right? Part of this connection is all of the dimensions and levels that you can connect to. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Oh, there's little Mims. She's talking. Oh, now she's jogging. So cute. Okay. Okay, the wisdom and the courage to what? Let's see what runes will we build this message brick by brick. Okay. As we burn away all that no longer serves. Okay. This is like a tower that serves to adjust reality, to reflect your internal work. Yes. Yes, that. The sharp thorn, like a slap in the face that says, hey, welcome. Oh. Was drifting off there. Thank you. It's like, when somebody starts panicking and they're like, what are we going to do? Oh my God. And somebody just, and then they're like, oh, thank you. I needed that. Like they needed to be brought back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now. Whoa, okay. So the two things that are coming up are the Queen of Pentacles and the Niner of Wands. Okay. Now, traditionally, the Nine of Wands speaks about conflict and doubt and overthinking and all this kind of stuff, right? But for me, in this deck that we have over the period of time that we've been using these cards, developed our own triggers. Yeah, triggers, because visuals act as triggers that encourage your intuition to respond, right? All things can be triggers. Triggers are neutral, okay? It requires someone to engage. Okay. So, with all that, I feel like this is part of the thorough SAS, right? Part of your process of independently focusing on yourself, your needs, your physical environment, your work, your career, your day to day, how you care for yourself, right? Your independence. And this one is the spiritual tending, okay? It is what you do or need to do to overcome whatever this card means traditionally, okay? But for me, it is the shadow aspects, right? These parts of you that needs to be tended to be looked at, to be recognized as part of the whole. And so through your connection, right, we've got the soul star chakra right in through the center of you, creating this protection. I'm getting antlers here, and then right down into the earth star chakra, this grounding, connecting, balancing, tending. This is like what is happening under the surface during this period of tending to your external. And it's more than that, right? The 9 of Pentacles is the actual tending part. This is the tended. You have already established, you've already tended, right? You've got full blooms, full harvests surrounding you with the size of this moon, right? This is that care and attention, integration, and connecting. And what it looks like on the surface, right? You're no longer being triggered in the sense of emotional manipulation, right? Where somebody can use a word. Like I knew people who right away, they're like, if anybody said this to me or called me that, well, I would just lose it. And it's like, okay, well, you just told me and anybody else who's listening how to control you, right? It's like, oh, don't push this button, otherwise you're gonna see fireworks. There's always gonna be somebody who likes fireworks, right? Oh, this one, right? So part of this tending is to discover all of your trigger points and deactivate them. This is part of taking your control, your power back. This is part of the courage to step up and say, okay, stuff's not harmonic here. What are we going to do, right? Okay. So the chariot, okay, this is the movement of the timelines. I feel like this is the universe responding to your energetic connectiveness, your flow. This is like the universe lining up timelines. Look at, we've got moons all over the place because these are all timelines converging, right? To meet you where you're at. As a result, right? We live in a cause and effect kind of a world. Every action creates a reaction. Every time you make a different choice than what you usually do, you create a different pathway, right? Think of the brain, think of neural networks. Think of the devils. Look at that. It flipped right out of my hand, okay? So something about being able to recognize the devils and them trying to get in the way here, okay? It fell on top twice of this timeline shift that is occurring. And so this is the last ditch effort to keep you stuck. But I don't think it feels like a bug on a windshield. There's too much momentum happening that anything that comes up against you or tries to come up against you at this point are just getting squashed. And it just requires maybe a little bit of windshield wiper fluid and a couple wipes and it's gone, right? Yes, because through this process, right, of tending, your internal spaces, facing your shadows, recognizing, removing the triggers. You are fortifying your own energetic field from any weak points that the devils, the adversaries, can come in at, right? And they will use your own doubts and fears against you. That's the point. This is a tether, right? This is a what does point of contention mean? I don't know. We'll look it up. Okay. And we'll discover together. What do we got? Wow. Okay, this also landed on the chariot. Okay. And it is way more powerful than this could be. Okay, we got the Wheel of Fortune, the World, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is confirmation gorgeousness of what this chariot is bringing in, the timeline that is heading in your direction, that you're maintaining, has secured. Wow. Okay, so this is how you defeat the devils, right? You recognize when they are rearing, when they are visible, when they are knocking at your door, right? When you recognize your thought patterns are leading towards doubts and fears like imposter syndrome, or I can't, I shouldn't, I won't, they won't, we can't, whatever, right? This is a time to step into there are no failures. There's only experiences that add to the whole. And so you balance, you connect, right? Look at this again, the moon, this connection with the staff. There's your wands. Okay, I feel like this is what this looks like here. Okay, or the process of getting here. We've got the Nine of Wands, right, being the spiritual tending, your inner space tending. Okay, we've got this figure here on the Seven of Pentacles who is centered, grounded, peaceful, holding the wand, connected to the intuition and earth, right? And look at this abundance happening around. This is the result of the tending. The result of the tending. Okay. Okay. Let's see what else comes out. It's the Seven of Cups. Okay, celebration time. Come on. It's a celebration. Okay, so we got 2 sevens. 7 7 is a luckiness. Okay. So beautiful follow-up to the doubts, the fears, the adversaries, the blocks, the things, the resistances, right? We've got pentacles and cups. Gorgeous. Cups are gorgeous, okay? Okay. Who wants to come out? Let's, oh yeah, I wanted to do a mushroom card. celebration time. Come on. It's a celebration. Okay. Okay, that one really wanted to come out. So we'll take it. It's a chaga. Defense and balance. Okay, there says also speaks about protection, like the male potency of the wolf, the alpha. Or is it the female that's the alpha? Doesn't matter. In this analogy, right, it is the protection of the clan, of the pack. And it's like the emperor needing to make sacrifices to protect the whole group of other wolves. Okay. Chaga is a number 2. Chaga is the king when it comes to helping the body defend itself and ward off potential dangers to your health. Right? Where in your life could you have something or someone attached to you that is not serving your higher purpose or is creating a hindrance of some sort? It is time to build your defenses so strong that nothing can penetrate them. Are you physically strong enough, or do you need to work on your physical health? Maybe you are allowing yourself to be taken advantage of or are being treated poorly. Sometimes when you feel you need protection, you actually need to strengthen your reserves. Using energy to block things and cast things away can be more tiring than building yourself up from the inside so nothing can stick to you. Beautiful. I feel like we said something about that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, this is part of doing the beneath the surface work, right? A lot of us, and the balance between the internal and the external, and how this creates fortification because of the leaks. That's what we were talking about. The little leaks, right? And by creating a solid field, you're protected. You create your own protection. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes when you feel you need protection, you actually need to strengthen your reserves. Yes, another lesson from Chaga is one of balance. Disease comes when something in the body becomes unbalanced. Chaga brings balance to your immune system, blood sugar levels, and circadian rhythms. Where are you out of spiritual alignment? It might be time to look at where something within you or your life is out of balance. Where can you create more flow and movement? Where have things become stuck? When you balance yourself from within, this balances your external world. The work you do on the inside can create profound shifts if you are prepared to do the work. When you create balance and cultivate strength from the inside, you become an impenetrable force. Beautiful. Beautiful confirmation of your internal work serving as divine protection. And how this springs forth into abundance in your external. Right? It's just like, we can put a bunch of pretty plants all in the ground, but if the ground isn't nutrient rich, if it's, gross, if it's not aiding in the growth of the plants, then very soon after you plant the plants, they're all going to die, right? So something about the work necessary to creating rich, fertile soil so that when you put the stuff in the surface, it blooms. Something like that. Okay. Chaga. We got Chaga confirmation. Let's get a crystal. Okay, what's this guy? It's a number 10. Oh, yeah. Boo-doo-doo-doo. It's a number 10. Okay, 10. What you got for us? 10 is grounding. Beautiful. Appreciation, connection, and stability. Gorgeous. The hectic pace of modern life can cause a tremendous amount of stress, often leaving you feeling scattered, rushed, and out of control. You are guided to strengthen your earth connection and be in the present moment. Take the time to observe and appreciate the beauty that surrounds, nurtures, and inspires you. Watch children at play, spend time in the garden, or dig your feet in the sand. Any of these activities invite a calming energy into your being. The crystals are always willing to help with grounding, and many of them energetically perform this exact function. You can carry them in your pocket or wear them as jewelry. Research information on good grounding crystals, or simply choose the crystal that feels right for you. Yes, don't you can trust walking into a crystal shop and whatever crystal you are drawn to, where you're like, I need to have this one. Trust that that is what you need. Almost every, if not every time I've ever been attracted to a crystal and I brought it home and I looked it up in my book, it was all on point. Okay? So this is part of your trusting your intuition and letting your wisdom and your courage guide you. Beautiful. Your wisdom and your courage guiding you, okay? As your wheel turns, look at this. As you start anew, right? Because the world can also symbolize completion, which so does 10. Okay, there's those guys. Should we get a animal oracle? See what kind of wisdom we can gain from the animals around us. Oh. Oh. Does it want to come out? I don't know. Okay. We got the dolphin and the tiger. Beautiful. Look at this balance. Oh, you can't see. Fire and water, and it was 28, 28. Okay, so beautiful confirmation of balance. Okay, tiger. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. Okay, lunar force. Ease in darkness. Feminine energy. Beautiful. The tiger hunts at night at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour. And the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. When in balance, passionate, strong, and sensual. When out of balance, overstimmed. To bring into balance, trataka, candle gazing. Okay. And the dolphin. Do you know the dolphin? Do you call him at all? Innately intelligent, healer, light, blessings. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the levels of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. When in balance, active healer, strong spiritual practice, confirmation. When out of balance, underestimates own power, and to bring into balance like-minded spirits, right? There's your connection to your higher faculties. Wow, that's some kind of gorgeous. That is some kind of gorgeous. Okay, grounding crystals. So this one's my favorite. It is petrified wood. This is a chunk of branch, I think, because it's got all of the bark around the edges. Okay, so that's a good one. You know, couple billion years to make one of those. They've been around, and their tree, it's, you know, grounded. And over time, I mean, to me, it's like the best kind of grounding stone there is, okay? But there's also like Numite. Numite, I find it's more about chakra alignment. Kind of sets them up so that they can flow freely, undeterred. So I don't know. Trust your own instinct. You can also Google grounding stones. I think most black stones are good grounders, like onyx or obsidian. Where's my obsidian? Where are you? Somewhere. And then, oh, here's this one is jet. Is another good one. That's petrified coal. You know, there's lots out there. A lot of them have good grounding. Okay. Where are we at? Let's get a couple of these. That one. Who else? Who else wants to come out and play with us today? Okay. And those ones all flipped. Okay. Okay. So we've got judgment. Beautiful. Okay. Yes. Phoenix from the flames. Rebirth. It is time for the new. Okay. This is giving me this Thurisaz energy with the burning away of everything from the past that is no longer serving, burning away the doubts and the fears, the death, burning away the death to be reborn. Okay, we also got the Fool. Okay, beautiful 0-point energy, trust, faith, freedom. We've got adapt. Okay, yes, your ability to move with the flow of the ocean, right? The rise and fall of the waves, and to maintain your stability. It requires focus, dedication, strength, courage, wisdom, all of the things. Okay, and these ones all came out and they're gorgeous. We got a plethora. Okay, there's your abundance coming in. This is what you are surrounding yourself in your physical. We've got your patience, which is very important when you're growing anything. Give it the time it needs to grow, right? We got your intuition. Trust your intuition to guide you, to lead you. Listen to it, even when, especially when your brain starts to argue with your intuition. That could be your ego trying to keep you in a place that is familiar instead of pushing you into a direction that is unknown. Life happens outside of your comfort zone. Your ego wants to keep you in your comfort zone. So find the balance in there, right? Through recognition. Fear can be used in the same way. Ooh, I'm fearful to go that way. That might be the way you need to go, right? Okay. And lovers. Okay, where is it? There we go. Lovers. Okay. So this balance leading from a place of love, living from a place of love and balanced connectedness, this balance between your being and your doing, your trust, your tending that is fortifying yourself, faith and trust in your intuition. And I mean, you got double sevens. Look up the spiritual meaning of 2 sevens, right? I heard too, just yesterday, actually, because it was, we were tapping into the 7-7 portal. And I heard it was like 2 sevens create a portal when they're put together like this, okay? Which is a beautiful balance, right? The masculine, feminine energies, it makes me think of a Merkaba as well, because it's 2 pyramids, one facing up, one facing down, one turning in one direction, one turning in the other direction. And this is the masculine and feminine. This is your protective field that you create through balance, right? You create a perfect, impenetrable sphere. And you are within the 2 points of the pyramids, and that when they overlap, and it creates a diamond shape. And that's where you are. Okay, so you've got this diamond protection around you, created by your balance and tending of your energetic field. This is your light body. And what's really cool is that eventually we can move around with our light bodies, okay? Yes. Okay. Later. Okay. All of them. Okay, what do we got here? We got your wisdom. Beautiful. Yes, right? The wisdom. We've got your balance. Beautiful. Yes. This is what we were talking about. We've got your transformation. There's more balance here that you gained. Balancing your sun and your moon, your being and your doing, all of the things in your tending is also part of your transformation process, right? Look at this, the death of independence, it could be. And this tracks because a lot of our messages have been talking about collaboration and soul tribes, right? You're starting to magnetize in towards you people who reflect you. And so the old ways of doing things all on your own are coming to an end. Okay. Also, this release, release, release. Okay. We've got the look within fish. I feel like this is the gold that you acquire when you go within and you burn away what doesn't serve you. You are left with the wisdom, right, of the experience. We've got the lion here, okay, beautiful, with the courage and the cat energy in this completion. So the lion also conserves their energy for the big game. And I feel like this completion, this new world is going to be big game that you're going to want to go after. Okay, we got the fairy realms here helping you to see the gold, the treasures. We are filled with the glistening, glittering gems of experience. This is part of the wisdom, right? We've got trusting what you see. Cats see what other things cannot. So too can you. So trust it, right? This is a byproduct of your connecting, and it allows you to see things and know things and feel things. So trust it. Your sensitivities are gifts. We've got quality, okay? Quality is coming in here. Look at also tons of potentials and blooms with the acorn there. Can plant a mini forest. Okay. It is balance, okay, as above, so below, as within, so without. It was behind your defense and your balance. A number 2, so something about this balancing and maintenance is gorgeous. Okay, I don't know where I was going with that, but that's what I have for you about all that. It is gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Release, be open, adapt, create, be wise, be gorgeous. Okay? Love and appreciate you. See you next time.